We're talking about optimizing your digital media work streams. We're here at the 2014 NAB show. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network, and I'm joined alongside by Carey Capaldi of Fox Studios. Hi, Carey.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Now, you are the program director for the Fox Digital Archives, right?
That's correct.
So what does that exactly mean?
I basically run the development for all of the software that goes into it, as well as support the operations and to get file-based material into the archive for Fox for future use, basically.
Talk about the vault. Talk about how Fox archives your stuff there and what you did to do this.
We basically took some traditional vaults, which held tape-based material or film, gutted the rooms and put in a machine room and a room for large tape libraries, and then built some workflows to manage the process of processing the material, checking the material to be valid, checking against a lot of internal systems that give us information about the business metadata that go with the material we're archiving, and then eventually get it into the archive, as well as out to a disaster recovery site that's outside of LA.
So in that process, talk about, I mean, this is a loaded question.
Okay.
Talk about some of the challenges you face in that process of archiving in and then taking that content out.
Two major challenges there. One is getting the cataloging correct to describe the content and getting it processed correctly. And then again, second half is getting it into some system that can manage it well, in which case we've used the OpenText Media Manager on the backside. And then the reverse of that is when they want to take the material and then create any renditions for downstream or ancillary markets, getting it back out of the archive and then over to the media services organization so they can process the material.
In a general sense, talk about the needs, the challenges, the opportunities for a big media giant like Fox Studios with your content. I mean, as a large media company, you have all this valuable content that needs to be repurposed, it's different channels nowadays and all this and that, right? So those are the opportunities, but the challenges that you face, aren't they?
They are, but that was why we put this project together and built the digital vault. Traditionally, before that, everything was captured off of tape and then encoded on the fly, and then processed to support all those ancillary markets, which is very time consuming. Now with the digital source material, they can quickly pull something off and then generate brand new material for, say, a new broadcast format or standard that may come out, or maybe another streaming market that just emerged in maybe in another country.
Right. So OpenText and their solutions, how are they helping you optimize what you're doing?
Basically, OpenText Media Manager is a enterprise level asset management system. We chose the product because of its flexibility with dealing with file-based assets and variety of metadata models, and it was really not a hard decision. We were using it in another part of the company, basically for our distribution piece of the media chain. And it was really not a hard decision at all to pick.
How does it help you do your job as the program director for all the archives? How does it really help you best accomplish what you need to accomplish?
By being an off-the-shelf product that has all of the capability that I need to go in and look for assets, check assets when they're wrong, correct them when to make them right, and even in some cases we have to re-ingest the assets if there's a problem with them.
Can you give us an inside look at one particular project or one way that you take current content and reformat it or repurpose it or use it in different formats or send it globally?
Basically since we're the source repository, so we're almost like the material warehouse of the content. So we'll get in a J2K wrapped MXF HD formatted file, some of the foreign language files with that, and even the 5.1 audio. We'll export that through the use of a workflow management system, drop it into our media services organization, and they'll run it through some of the transcoding engines that they have at that point. In addition to that, we built our own automated transcoding pipeline so that with a few pieces of information, which is metadata around the asset, we can find all the parts that go together and stick them into the transcoding pipeline automatically without having humans involved.
Interesting. How about a final thought about this? You know, the opportunities present themselves in so many different ways now. Every single company becomes a content provider or a content factory. Distribution channels are exponential now. So I would imagine that what OpenText does with you allows you to be flexible and agile and take advantage of opportunities as they arise.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's having it in the repository, being able to accurately describe it and find it is probably the key to being able to take the material, especially TV shows. They get licensed to other markets and new territories. Being able to find those, pulling full seasons of content out, and then running it all the way out to the distribution end.
You don't live down in the vault all the time. Do they like send food down every once in a while and all that?
That's correct. They do feed us periodically.
Carey, great to meet you.
Thank you.
Carey Capaldi of Fox. I'm Butch Stearns at the 2004 NAB show for OpenText.